So my advice for a lot of you who are looking to be a music producer, stop chasing perfect beats. Just finish your tracks, bro. There are two very distinct sides to music production. There's the creative side, the side that we all likely fell in love with first, where it's just about the music, the art, and fulfilling your heart's desires. And then there's the production or industry side, where it's a business-centered model that's really only focused on the money, marketing, and music politics. The thing that'll likely keep you going is the passion to create. However, if you do not get to know the production side, this industry will likely eat you alive. Step into my office. I want to share some things with you guys. I've been a music producer for 6 years, and in that 6 years, I have experienced a lot of things. And so in this video, I want to share with you 5 things I wish I would have known starting out as a music producer. The first thing I wish I would have known in my career is the importance of sureness or certainty. Now, the reason why I say this is because over the last couple months, I realized I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to take this to the next level. And what I'm saying is more so a general message rather than specifically relating to music production. A lot of us, if we have something we really want to do, but we're not sure if we actually want to do that thing, then energetically, we kind of stay up in the air and ungrounded. And also, if you're not sure of what you want, you are highly susceptible to everyone else's opinions and societal expectations. So that's actually one of my biggest advice for a lot of people who have passions and aspirations, is that you need to actually be very sure that that's what you want to do and have unwavering confidence. Now, it's not about having a roadmap or having a complete step-by-step plan, because a lot of us make plans and sometimes things happen differently. And so the next piece of advice I would have for that is to stay open. I realized being unsure or having no major intents on being a music producer was the very thing that was actually holding me back. And I'm actually really realizing that now in this time of my career. Had I been sure, then every single time I had opportunities to make music, I would have literally stacked up and consistently made music and made sure that I had all my projects so that at least I can still make content. Essentially, that could have helped me out in this liminal phase of my career, and I could have put myself in a better situation. But, you know, you live and you learn. The next thing I wish I would have known in my music production career is the importance of putting your music out. Now, I'm not talking about releasing your music on all major streaming platforms like Apple Music, YouTube Music, Spotify. No, I'm actually talking about releasing your music and putting it on a platform that a lot of people can see, like TikTok, Instagram, or various other social media platforms. Now, if you guys look at my Instagram right now, I just kind of started putting my music out, but kind of not really. The very last video I have out of a song that I made was made months ago, and it's been a while since I even did that. And so right now I'm actually learning this lesson as we speak. As a video editor, I'm literally able to make content and make high energy edits of my music to push them out to everyone. So that's actually also, I would actually say there is a high level of importance to knowing how to make videos and edit videos, and that's going to be in a separate video. But you also need to learn video editing so that you can make presentable content so that you can put it out for everyone to see and share, and so you can grow as a music producer. The third thing I would advise as a music producer, know your worth. This concept doesn't just fit the scenario of undercharging for your music. In fact, it also serves as a warning of potentially overcharging for your music. Trust me on this, I went through this. Now, as a producer starting out, it is very common and easy for you to feel like you are not enough in this industry. And I would say if you're starting out, to expect it, because you are kind of like this small speck and who is still growing in the industry that's already much bigger than you. So it's totally understandable if you ever feel that way. When I started off feeling like I was not enough until I had another producer who's been in the game for a long time. He actually let me know that producers charge sometimes thousands because a lot of those beats are uniquely produced by unique producers. So I thought maybe I could do the same thing, and I started overcharging for my music. So a little quick story. Now, about 4 years ago, I used to do a format of content creation where I would make a beat and I would then make a video saying, hey, somebody rap on this.
Look, give me your best 16 bars. Show me what you got.
And a good friend of mine who I actually consider my big brother, he's like a big brother to me. He rapped on it.
Look, give me your best 16 bars.
Word, that's what's up. I got you, fam.
And we posted it and it actually gained a decent amount of views. And it landed in front of somebody who was genuinely impressed by my talent. And so she reached out to me. In fact, she asked my mentor for my contact information. And she reached out and, you know, I can't go too much into it because privacy purposes. And basically she wanted me to make a song for her. And so I did, and I presented it to her and I gave her a price. I'm gonna give y'all like 3 seconds to guess how much I charged for that beat. I charged her $1,200. No, that ain't it. The crazy thing about this is that she was actually very close to going ahead and just paying it until there were some other problems during the time of trying to execute the transaction and it never happened. But I literally, thinking back on that, wow, I can't believe I charged that much. As a matter of fact, 2 other people asked me about a year after how much money do I charge for a couple of beats that also gained a lot of traction on social media, and I was saying, oh, $1,200, $400, $1,400. No. Here's what I'll tell you about that. If you want to make the most out of your music and make the most money, consider promotional packages. Like, you know, maybe 2 beats or like a buy one, get one free. Like right now, my exclusive packages go for like around $111.
Real quick, I realize I didn't go deeper on how this can make you more money. Sometimes when you have these promotions, it can attract more people to come and buy your services because they're good deals. But to make more money, you as a new producer can learn how to mix and master, and that way you can package an exclusive beat license, including mixing and mastering services, and that can easily go up to around $500 as a start. Based on some research, $350 to $500 is the fair market value.
One free, like right now, my exclusive packages go for like around $111 maybe for exclusives though, and a lot of my inexclusive or just what we call lease licenses go for like $10 to $15. Consider those things and don't overcharge, because you'll scare a lot of people away and it may even mess up your reputation in some ways. Another thing getting to know your worth does is it gets you to take a hard look at your work and to serve yourself a chance to charge accordingly. The 4th thing I wish I would have known early on is to not chase perfect beats. You probably commonly heard this on the internet of a lot of producers starting beats and they have like folders and folders of unfinished beats. And the reason why I commonly stop making a particular beat is because, oh man, it just doesn't sound like my vision. I feel like it's not going to sound good to other people. But I have good news for you, is that a lot of times what you feel like doesn't sound good to you actually sounds good to a lot of other people. I have tens of beats that I don't even particularly think sound good, but that others would be willing to pay money for. So finish those beats and put them out. And that brings me to the last piece of advice and the 5th thing I wish I would have known as a music producer, and it's to stop waiting for perfect conditions. Now, come on, you guys have heard me say this numerous times, probably. A little quick short story. Back in 2020, my mom surprised me with a MIDI keyboard. And that was probably one of the best days of my life because I literally did not expect to get such a thing. And I think at that point, that was when I got serious about making music, because while I did kind of like dabble in like music production, I wasn't fully into it where I was making my own beats. At the time, before I got the keyboard, I was kind of like composing samples and all that. But in 2021, I was actually thrown back to square one when it comes to equipment. In a terrible situation, I dropped my keyboard and my headphones and they completely broke. To this day, I literally do not own a MIDI keyboard. So that was 2021 and it's 2026. So that was 5 years ago. I still make beats using just my QWERTY keyboard and my mouse. Hold on, I know what you're thinking. If you don't have a keyboard, then what's this? And that, and this? Hear me out.
The keyboard that you are seeing in these videos is an old standalone Rock Jam keyboard that I've had for many years that does not connect to my computer and digital audio workspace. It is simply only a prop for this style of content creation.
And I make some of the best tracks. I could have waited 5 years to get a new one, but I would have only set myself back. Another thing that phase kind of taught me too, and this is kind of more so when it comes to not having all of the plugins that we feel like we need, is this period taught me sound design. Okay, now not the period itself teaching me sound design, but because I didn't have the perfect equipment, I taught myself sound design. I started off with just experimenting, and then I would, go to YouTube and learn more about it. That's one of my biggest recommendations for a lot of producers starting out, is learn sound design. Now, I didn't particularly go through this phase of my career, but if you are a producer who feel like you maybe don't have the right DAW, DAW is digital audio workspace or plugins, let me tell you, stop waiting for the perfect DAW as well, because there are literally free DAWs that you can start off with. I particularly started off with BandLab, but one I would actually recommend for a lot of people is Cakewalk by Sonar. I literally used that DAW for 1 year, and this was kind of a time in my career where I was just kind of testing out the waters with a lot of different DAWs. Studio One being kind of like my home DAW for me. But when I couldn't use Studio One, I had to find other alternatives. And Cakewalk, before they became Sonar and they were under BandLab's umbrella, was literally like one of the best free DAWs that I have ever used. So they have a free version. Go check it out. It's perfect for those of you who have Windows. It doesn't work on Mac, so keep that in mind. It's packed with features, and that digital audio workspace will literally help you elevate your music production game. Another free DAW I started off with is Studio One Prime,
Which I sadly just found out is now discontinued.
So with all of that said, we have reached the end of this video, and I have an overall message for you. As a matter of fact, this is a bonus message. If you are thinking about starting on your music production journey, or you're already in it and you would like to find some inspiration and you're looking to take your music production to the next level, my bonus advice for you is to slow down. Now you might be like, what do you mean slow down? Okay, let me tell you, in 2021, I almost gave up making music because nothing was sounding the way that I wanted to sound, and my family would listen to my beats and they would go, oh, it's off beat, or it's this and that. That was the main issue I had starting out, was my beats were always off beat, is because I didn't know the importance of quantizing neither. Now that was a really weird phase. So the reason why I say slow down is because I went through that phase for about 2 months, and literally the one thing that could have helped me figure that out quicker is if I slow down, look at exactly what I was doing wrong, and even feeling comfortable just going to YouTube. Or back then I didn't know too much about AI, but using Google would have been enough to help me get out of that phase quick. Like, why is my beat sounding like this? Like, why is it off beat? So give yourself patience, give yourself grace, and literally give yourself time to figure it all out, because if you don't, you will burn yourself out and you will feel like you will begin to question the worth in all of it. And that's not fair to you, because you started this journey because you were passionate about it and because you have major aspirations and your heart wants this. So keep going and give yourself a pat on the back that you're still here learning this, because you could have very much given up by now, but you didn't. You're still here, and that's something to be proud of. So I wish y'all blessings on anything that you guys are starting out doing, whether that's music production or anything. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Stay blessed.